In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to rotate and straighten photos. First, we'll talk about rotating photos. So I'd like you to follow along with me. So let's open up the photo called Rotate. Now, this is a picture of, see if you can guess what this is. This is a hawk's foot. As you can see, the feathers behind it. So we're just going to play around with this a little bit and rotate it. So there's a couple of ways that you can rotate. Let's look at the first option. You can go down to the project bin, right click, and you see the options of rotate right or rotate left. So let's just do one. Rotate right. And I'd have to fit the screen here, double click. This is what it looks like this way. I'll undo that by going on Control Z and get it back to the way I had it. And the other option, of course I could rotate left down here, but we'll get the same idea. The other way you can rotate your photo is up in the menu bar. If you hit Image, Rotate, and here there's all kinds of options. You can rotate left, you can rotate right, you can do a full 180. So look at that. There it is. Totally flips your picture around. So I'm going to undo that in my Undo History tool. Bring it back where it was. Go back up to the rotation options. We have a flip horizontal. And what that does is everything that was on the left now appears on the right. So it's like a mirror image. So let's try that one out. I kind of like that actually. So there's a horizontal flip. And then the other one, the last one we're going to talk about is the vertical flip, which is exactly like the 180 flip. It just flips the bottom to the top. Underneath this, you'll see a little line, and all of these rotation options are for when you are dealing with layers, which we are not quite there yet, but we will eventually get to that later. So that's our rotate tool. Alright, I'm going to get out of this. I'm not going to save it. And, oops, maybe I did say I was going to save it. Won't save, I meant to say. Okay, let's open the photo called Straighten. Or Straighten tool. This is a picture that was taken at the ocean in Newfoundland. My father sitting up there taking in the breeze. So as you can see, this photo is a little squish. If you look at the line of the horizon, it kind of goes upward. So that's not a good thing. So what we would like to do here is straighten it out so the horizon is nice and straight and it doesn't look like the ocean's going uphill. So to do that, we access the Straighten tool, which is right here with the shortcut key P. Now for this, all I have to do is click at an original spot and drag it to a spot where I think is straight on the photo. So straight across. I'm going to go straight across the ocean. So ignoring the mountains at this point, I let go and it rotates it. But notice there's some empty space up here. So I got a bit of an issue. So let's look at the different options that are available to us in our option bar. I'm going to undo that, Control Z. Look at the different options that are available. So I have crop to original size, which was the one that was just chosen, crop to remove background, and grow or shrink canvas to fit. So we're going to look at each option. So let's look at the grow to, or shrink to canvas fit. So again, I'm going to drag my line all the way across so it's straight. And I'm going to let go. And what's happened here is the elements will add extra space around the edges of the photo and make sure that every bit of the original edges are still there. You're still going to have to crop it when you're done, which you know how to do now from the last lesson. But having elements add pixels is probably not the best thing. So you could use this as an option, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. So let's undo that. Now let's choose our second option, crop to remove background. So basically what this is going to do is when I straighten out my tool, Elements is going to crop off those ragged edges and give you a nice rectangular image. However, you have no say in what it crops. Oh, it doesn't look like I lost too much. Let's go back to the original. Still got quite a bit here. I got my rock in there, not cutting off the end. Yeah, so that looks like it would be an acceptable choice in this situation. So as you can see, my horizon line is nice and straight. It doesn't look like the ocean is trying to come down the hill. And I think it's a good option. But let's have a look at the third option anyway. So again, we're going to go up here, choose the third option. So this is crop to original size. What happens here is Elements make sure your dimensions of your photo stay exactly the same, even if it means that you have some blank, there we go again, that you have some blank spots on the end. And so what you'd do then, if you were to choose this option, is you'd go to your crop tool and you'd pick your size that you want. So I might like the 4:6, and I would now have the crop. But now if you notice, I can't go down here too far because now I'm going to have the white in there. So there's a disadvantage to this. So I got to bring this down lower so I don't get the white in. And now I got white up top, so then I have to bring it over this way a little bit, using my arrow key to edge over. And then I would accept this, and actually quite similar to the crop to remove background, but I'm missing out on this big wave here, and I think that's a pretty neat option, so I'm going to take that out. I want that wave in there, so I am going to go back to my straighten tool. I'm going to choose crop to remove background, and I'm going with this option. Still got the big wave in there, and I think we'll choose that option. So if you are needing to straighten your photo, and sometimes you're concentrated on so many other things when you take your photo that you don't realize your photo isn't straight. For example, if you're taking a picture of somebody shooting at a hockey net or a soccer net, maybe that you're concentrating on the player so much you don't notice that the net is squished. So you can use that to help straighten your photo out. Or another thing like you see here is a scenic picture with the horizon needing to be straight, or could be a fence, or there's many different options. So that's the rotate tool and the straighten tool.